I cannot believe that Sinbad was almost going to kill DreamWorks because I just couldn't believe it. Because back in on July 2003, this film got a most disappointing letdown review. This film was a major box office bomb, and this movie was almost killed DreamWorks animation because back then people doesn't even care what 2D animated film is because that was way back then like Toy Story and Ice Age was the biggest box office success. Because you know why? Because back then people love 3D animation and they think it's really original. Depends of how we are nowadays. But tough of that, this movie was almost gonna kill DreamWorks, but not until dun 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 dun, Shrek 2 completely saved DreamWorks animation. Great job, Donkey. Hello, Donkey. My name is NH Studio Lounge, and yes, I'm gonna call you guys Donkey every time I do a Shrek review. Not just kidding. Nah. Anyway, guys, so welcome back to another review for DreamWorks movie, leading up to Forgotten Island, which cannot wait to watch that movie. But I might have to watch it with a hint on digital because that movie is coming out the same day I'll be going on vacation. So I will be saving my money to go see two October movie or maybe Digger or Wildwood. To be honest, I really want to see Wildwood because I really want to see some stop motion movie. But I swear to God, if I hear someone say that movies for kids, I'm just gonna be very mad. Just like people tell me that every animated film is just made for little kids, which trust me, I would rather watch an animated kids movie instead of watching Ice Cream Man. And that is a fact. Anyway, guys, so yeah, I am doing another review for DreamWorks leading up to Forgotten Island. So tonight I am doing a movie review on another Donkey movie, not just the first Shrek movie that came out in 2004, but doing two of how Sinbad is at the box office, trying to switch around and make it and make more Shrek movie if you want to save your studio. But not until we got Shrek 2, came out the year of 2004. Alright, enough further ado, let's get started, Donkey. Okay, I gotta cut that out. Alright, let's get started, Donkey. Seriously, I mean to cut that out. Anyway, let's get started. So, Shrek 2 is a 2004 American animated fantasy comedy film, and this is based on a 1990 children's picture book of the same name by William. And this film is directed by Andrew, Kelly, and last not least, Conrad. And from a screenplay by a Amazon by Joe, and this is a written team of Jay Davis and Davis N. And this is a direct sequel to the first Shrek movie that came out in 2004, aka the one movie that started the category for Best Animated Feature. And of course, this movie is a second installment to the whole franchise. And of course, you got your old cast like Mike Meyer, Eddie Murphy, and Cameron Diaz. But honestly, not just that, you got the actress that she was in The Princess Diary, which that is amazing. You got Puss in Boot, my favorite character of the movie. And last not least, you got one of my favorite villain of the Shrek movie, which is Ned and the Fairy Godmother. This is the main reason why I cast Marvel Gavel as Fairy Godmother, because they both have the same personality. Well, in a different way. Anyway, enough further ado, let's check the review. So, I already know this movie got a 69% for the audience, which, let's not focus on that. Let's just focus on the critic rating. So this movie got an 89% for the critic, and this movie got a 69% for the audience. And of course, this movie got a 7.4 out of 10 on IMDb, and this film got a 75 on Megascore. the box office made this film history. I am not joking. I am dead freaking serious. So Shrek 2 grossed around $933.8 million worldwide, and this movie got a $150 million production budget because of the animation quality, which is a very hard thing to do. And following as a release in May 2004, it became the highest grossing film of 2004 and broke the record as one of the highest grossing films of all time until Toy Story 3 surpassed it in 2010. And not just that, you got Inside Out 2, you got Frozen 2, you got Super Mario Bros. Movie, and of course you got maybe Toy Story 5 and the Super Mario Galaxy movie. So you got a lot of CG computer successful animated film become one of the highest grossing film of all time. But before Toy Story 3, Shrek 2 was become as one of the highest grossing film of all time, and this movie saved DreamWorks Animation. So let me check the box office breakdown. Domestically, this film in the... Sorry. That was... okay, that was a bad start. Let's just try again. Anyway, box office breakdown. Here we go. Domestically, this film made in the US and Canada for a $444.9 million, and internationally, this film got in a $488.9 million, and the opening weekend in the US made $108.1 million, and the cost was 4.163 theater location. And this movie set the record to be as the largest opening weekend for any animated film at the time. It was ranked as one of the 5th highest grossing film overall globally at the time. It was released, but this film remained as one of the highest grossing film that DreamWorks Animation. Yeah, a lot more than what The Bad Guys 2 did, and I'll be talking about The Bad Guys 2 in a couple of days. And I got a lot to say about that movie. No offense. Anyway, did Shrek 2 save DreamWorks? Oh yes, sirree! Shrek 2 completely saved DreamWorks because thanks to Sinbad was a major box office bomb. It got a disappointing review, and I do agree with them because there was no excuse to make the movie called Sinbad, and I'm not doing director's cut of that, or else it would be killing my Touchstone Animation, which is my own animation studio I made up. Anyway, so yeah, Shrek 2 saved DreamWorks Animation. And of course, this movie got 2 nominations at the Academy Award. I mean, this one is including for Best Animated Feature, but it got lost to The Incredibles, which, great pick. And of course, this film got nominated for Best Original Song, which, Absolutely in Love by Counting Crow. But it got lost to a song called I'll Call That Love Double. Oh my god. It's from the movie called The Motorcycle Diary, which, oh my god, that title of the song sounds pretty bad. Like, how on earth that the opening of Shrek 2 as one of the best opening for a Shrek movie, and then you go into the song called I Call That Shit, oh my god. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue. Anyway, guys, so, what do I think about Shrek 2? I absolutely love this film. No, scratch that. I absolutely adore this film. This has got to be one of my favorite sequel of the DreamWorks movie. Because before we got The Bad Guys 2, before we got the How to Train Dragon 2, and before we got the Kung Fu Panda 2, Shrek 2 was a perfect example of how you do a great sequel. Great character development of Fiona, great animation quality, and great storytelling, because this is how you do a great Marvel sequel, to be honest. And I do prefer this film better than 12 Band Together, just saying. Anyway, guys, so do I have any flaws I have for this movie? I have 0 flaws, and I have a lot of positives. So let's get the positive, and then we can get to the rating, and then I'll tell you what my next review is, which, trust me, I ain't going to be happy about that nonsense. God mercy on us all. Anyway, so let's talk about the story and the screenplay. The story and the screenplay in this movie was absolutely chef kiss. Like, this movie is it's a chef kiss, because I think the storyline, the character development of Shrek and Fiona turned into a human, it was a great character development, because the character development, it has to be all the Shrek character, like Shrek and Fiona and Donkey and just Donkey and Fiona and Shrek go to the location called the Far Far Away, and Fiona met the king and the princess, or Kings of Queen. I'm going to say that. So Kings and Queen was not happy that Fiona is dating a ogre. So that's why King himself was trying to get Shrek and Donkey out of the kingdom, and then King Howard, which is his name, trying to get, sorry, I'm trying to get someone else to date Fiona. But the biggest problem is Fiona really likes Shrek more than the handsome man. So yeah, and honestly, that was a great character development. And of course, the soundtrack. Even I do prefer the soundtrack a lot more than this movie. Well, even I do prefer the soundtrack in the first movie, which is my all-time favorite DreamWorks. How can I say it? Honestly, it has to be one of my favorite soundtrack for a DreamWorks animation. But I think this movie is in a close second because this movie gives us a well-made soundtrack, like a sweeping song, which that's a perfect way to to end my day. And of course, you got Absolutely in Love. Like no one of this film got nominated for best original song. Even I don't count that as original song because it was from the other album before this movie came out. But I was just saying. And of course, you got the ending song of the movie, which is the perfect way to end off the movie. And of course, you got Funky Town, which that song is a classic. Yeah, that song is my jam. And of course, you got the animation, which is the best looking animation I ever seen in 2004. Because the animation quality in this movie looks absolutely gorgeous. Like the location of Far, Far Away. Like I already know this film got product placement. You already know that Chase do not like movies that have product placement. But yeah, Chase, I do admit, Shrek 2 got a lot of product placement. But this is how you do a great product placement. Because they got Burger King, they got Starbucks, and that's it. That's it. Yeah, that's it. The only product placement I remember watching this movie is Burger King and Starbucks. But instead of that, they changed they changed the name. But after that, Shark Tale was talking about product placement, and we will get to that movie real soon tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. It's gonna be a rant. Anyway, guys, and what about the character in this movie? Yeah, you already know about Shrek and Donkey and Fiona. Like, they are OG character, along with the gingerbread man. But the new character in this movie that this film gotten, let's talk about it. So, let's talk about King Howard. I like King Howard. King Howard is absolutely hilarious. Like, every single time he freaked out is absolutely comedy gold. And of course, you got the actress that she sadly retired from acting. But before that, she was really awesome as the queen. Like, let me see what her name is, actually. So, let me check what her name is. Queen Lana. You know what? I'm going to call her Queen. Anyway, and you know what? Let's call her the actress from The Prince of Darkness. You know what? Scratch that. Let's just call her the Queen. So the Queen in this movie, played by the same actress that she was in some Disney film, which is in The Prince of Diary. And speaking of that, I heard we're getting the third movie out of it, and trust me, not very excited about that because number one, Julia ain't gonna be in that movie because she's retired from acting. And number two, honestly, not just people say the Avengers Doomsday is unnecessary. Hey, what about The Prince of Diary 3? Like, what's the point of having that movie doing to you don't have Julie as a character in that movie, doing to she's gonna be retired? Yeah, that would be like making another Toy Story movie, and depends how Tom Hanks and Tim Allen will go before they go retire. Like, it can show us of Hollywood is so greedy and so stupid. Anyway, guys, so I might do a video called My Problem with the sequel, and trust me, honestly, guys, I don't mind with the sequel, but Coco 2 and The Prince of Diary 3, even I enjoy those two films, but trust me, the only movie that should not get a sequel, which is not in The Prince of Diary 3. So that movie should have ended with the second movie. But no, doing to Disney companies is so greedy and so stupid. So that's why they greenlit a Prince of Diary 3, which, yeah, I forgot to talk about that in my D23, which, trust me, even I'm not very excited for Ice Age 6, but I gotta say, at least Ice Age 6 is way more tolerable necessary sequel more than The Princess Diaries 3. Even I'm not excited for that movie, but I might see the movie in theaters because every time I watch a trailer for that movie, and the movie just got kind of better. I want to say all the way better, but might be kind of better at this point. Anyway, so let's let's continue. Anyway, so the queen in this movie, she was absolutely hilarious in this movie, and she really want a fancy dinner instead of having Shrek and King Howard trying to do a food fight. I gotta say that this film, I gotta say that this film will always be better than food fight. Right? Who agreed that? Yeah. Who agreed? Hey guys, in the comment section, who agreed with me that Shrek 2 will always be better than Food Fight? Who agreed with me? Honestly, and if you agree with me, hit the like button. If it don't, hit the dislike button. Not just kidding. And what about the climax in this movie? I absolutely enjoyed the climax in this movie. The climax in this movie is absolutely one of my favorite climax I ever seen for a DreamWorks movie. But not until How the True Dragon 2 took the spot of one with the bad guys too. But I was just saying. And of course, the ending of the movie is just really sweet. And of course, the ending song when Donkey and Puss in Boots was singing the song of the movie called Balagurika. Yeah, that's a great song. Yeah, that's the best way to end off the movie. Okay, what about some of the characters I forgot to mention? Like, what about Puss in Boots? Oh man, I like Puss in Boots. He's my favorite character of the movie. Like, I do like his outfit. I do like his accent. And Antonio Banderas. This has got to be one of my favorite performances by Antonio Banderas because Antonio Banderas was born to be playing as Puss in Boots. And yeah, sure, even I do prefer Puss in Boots: The Last Wish a lot more than this movie as a Puss in Boots movie. But overall, at least it's better than his first movie, which that movie give us one of my worst movie experience, and I'll be talking about that in a couple of days. Yeah, I can't wait for that. Yeah, I got a lot to say about Puss in Boots 1. Well, actually, guys, I don't necessarily hate on that movie, but that movie experience just easily killed my anticipation. Like, yes, for the movie for giving me a worst movie experience when I was sick. Anyway, guys, so what about one of my favorite villains in the movie? Fairy Godmother. Fairy Godmother is up there with Lloyd Farquaad from the first Shrek movie, and the villain from the How the True Dragon 2 and 3, and of course, Kitty from The Bad Guys 2 as my all-time favorite DreamWorks villain of all time. Because she's really she's really amazing, and her singing of Holding the Hero, such a great song, and rest in peace to Bonnie, because, is that her name? Yeah, just honestly, just typing in the comment what singer who's singing that hero song from Footloose. And yeah, she may rest in peace. But the Fairy Godmother cover song, amazing. That is the best cover song for Holding the Hero. I wanna be the hero. This movie have everything that you remembered of how this franchise went. But not until it went down. Back in 2007, you got Shrek the Third. Why? So overall, guys, Shrek 2 is such a fantastic masterpiece, and this is how you do a fantastic sequel. But this film gives us a original story, great character development, great storytelling. This movie gives us one of the best soundtrack of the entire movie, and honestly, and not just that, it's honestly one of my second favorite movie from the soundtrack, to be honest, hell. So I'm gonna give Shrek 2 a 10 out of 10. It's an epic, brilliant masterpiece, and of course, this movie is well deserved a absolutely cinema. So fellas, that was my movie review to one of my favorite animated film of 2004. Yup, a lot more than the Polar Express. Even I enjoyed that movie, but I do prefer this film better than the Polar Express. But not until on the rewatch. What's next then? Shrek 2. So tell me, what do you think of Shrek 2? Do you absolutely enjoy the film? Or you just like the critic that you think this movie is alright and think this movie is way more overhyped? So tell me in the comments section, what is your favorite scene and favorite character of the movie? And a year later, back in 2007, you got one of the worst Shrek movie that we ever seen in your entire life. I'm gonna go closely, and you already know what I'm gonna talk about. So here in a couple days, I will be doing my movie review / rant. It might be the biggest rant, I don't know. Depends how the movie is. But I am doing a movie rant on Shrek the Third. Yeah, I'm gonna call it Shrek the Turd. I don't care what people said. I don't care it's disgusting, and I don't care about that. Bottom line is, I will always call Shrek the Turd, and nobody will ever stop me from doing it. Yeah, I'm talking to you for someone who's trying to, you know what, let's not talk about that. Anyway, guys, so here in a couple of days, stay tuned for my movie rant on Shrek the Turd, including the opening that made by Sony Jesus, which I will give him a shout out for that. So, thank you so much for giving me some intro. Anyway, folks, so that was my movie review on Shrek 2, fantastic sequel. But not just that, stay tuned for my movie review / rant on the very first by DreamWorks movie called Shark Tale. But I swear to God, if someone like Legion Gaming gonna bash my opinion just like the Ice Age franchise, I don't know what to do to myself. Anyway, guys, you know what? That's way too far. You know what? I'm gonna cut that out. Anyway, so yeah, I have no idea what I'm gonna do myself on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, that's much better. Anyway, guys, so yeah, let's hope someone will not bash my opinion on Shark Tale, which I never watched Shark Tale, not ever since I watched the movie for the very first time. Yeah, flick that movie and flick the animation. The animation's hideous. I don't care what people say. Anyway, guys, so stay tuned for my movie rant to one of the very first bad DreamWorks movie, which not in Shark Tale. Man, I would rather watch B movie instead because, and yeah, sure, B movie is hilariously bad, but at least that movie got one of the funniest lines of the movie called "You Like Jazz," and of course that movie gave us one of my favorite female characters I ever seen since Sierra for a DreamWorks movie called maybe Vanessa or Becca, I don't know. But anyway, guys, so in a couple of days, I'll be doing the review on B-Movie, and I'll be doing a special shout-out to Sony Jesus because that movie got Jerry Seinfeld in the movie. So it's pretty awesome we got a Seinfeld actor in that movie. So once again, stay tuned for my movie review / rant to one of the worst Will Smith movie, which is another Shark Tale. Not very excited for that. Dude, I am not very excited to talk about that movie, but I don't think that movie is like Finding Nemo knockoff. I don't understand why people keep saying that, which trust me, those movies have nothing in common. So yeah. Anyway, folks, so yeah, that was my movie review of Shrek 2. Tell me what you think of this movie. Do you think this movie is good or do you think this movie is meh? Comment below and let me know. And stay tuned for more videos in the future. And stay tuned for my Lego video called SpongeBob Annoying Squidward. Stay tuned for that. Anyway, folks, so this is NH Studio launching it off, and adios, and you gentlemen, ladies, have a great into unknown, and have a great, wonderful day at the swap. And once again, sorry, didn't mean to click that. Anyway, so you have a great night, everyone. Take care and stay safe, and see ya. Don't care.